So, this is the second part of the series timeline, the Precambrian era. If you have seen the previous video, the part 1, the Precambrian era is the first era of the timeline. Now, this is the the most interesting part about this era is it contains a lot of time, more than 50% of the prehistory. So, the Precambrian era has two periods. The first one, Archeozoic period. In the Archeozoic period, the Earth looked like this, and it was 4.6 billion years ago when the Earth started to form. And the Proterozoic period, in which Earth was looking basically like it was the oxygen formed, which was 2.1 billion years ago. Right, I forgot that iron and silicon started forming in Earth's core in the Archeozoic period. The Archeozoic period started from 4.6 billion years ago to 2.1 billion years. Now from 2.1 to 5.6, 0.56, or basically 560 million years ago was the Proterozoic period. Now in the Proterozoic period, the Laurentian continent started to break. 2.1 billion years ago, the oxygen started to form. Now the Precambrian era. The Precambrian era spanned more than 4,000 million years or 4 billion years. Its beginnings is marked when the solid crust on Earth began to develop from liquid rock known as lava. Now everybody has seen lava. And then 2.1 billion years or 2,100 million years, beginning of Proterozoic era. Sorry, it's just typing error. Oxygen started to form in the atmosphere. Now oxygen, now it's basically that 2.1 billion years ago when the Proterozoic era started is marked as when the oxygen started to form in the atmosphere. So in the previous video I showed a timeline and I said the Phanerozoic eon looked big in the timeline and was actually small. Here is some comparison of eons. As you can see, the Hadean eon, which was the first eon, contains the 30% of history. Now the second eon, called the Archean eon, contained 33%. The Proterozoic eon contained 42%, and the Phanerozoic eon contains 12%, which is the lowest. Now the Precambrian era had three eons: Hadean eon, Archean eon, and Proterozoic eon. Even though eon is considered a larger time scale, but the Proterozoic era was contained three eons. Now the fun fact is Precambrian era consists of 88% of prehistory. Now some of the stuff of Precambrian era was the Mossonite fossil. This is literally the fossil of one of the oldest living things, and Colenia, which is a bacteria fossil of the Precambrian era, and most importantly, lava. As in we have studied in this slide, its beginning is marked when the solid crust on the earth began to develop from liquid rocks known as lava. Back to our slide. This most important was lava. Now last slide. Now the whole Precambrian era in one slide. 4,600 million years ago. MA is just million years ago. Earth looked like this. The formation of Earth started 3,400 million years ago, or 3.4 billion years ago. Our first single-celled organisms appeared. Bacteria. Colinia, that we have studied, a bacteria fossil of the Precambrian era. Now, 2,100 million years ago, oxygen forms in the atmosphere. Now, Earth is coming to become like it is right now, in the present time. And 700 million years ago, first multicellular organisms started to appear, like jellyfish, or where is it? Or mosonite, or colinia, a bacteria. So that's it for this video. In the next video, we will talk about the next era, which is the Paleozoic era. Then comes the Mesozoic era and Cenozoic era.